Hello, friends I made this for. Are you worried about Mercury and Gatorade again? Are you a little concerned about entering in the new year when we already have a lot going on and Mercury's in the microwave? Well, I have a reading for you. Today's reading is all about tapping into what is coming up collectively around Mercury retrograde. Of course, I was just playing with y'all. I know how to fucking say it. Don't fucking play with me. If you've never been here before, hi, hello, my name is Lauren. I like to talk about spirituality. I like to talk about all sorts of shit, y'all. I talk shit. I be playing that shit. I like to read tarot. I like to make art. Look, I made some art the other day. Look. I have an Instagram, a TikTok, all that good-ish. And yeah, if you've never been here before, I hope you'll stay. Like, comment, subscribe. Returning subscribers. Oh my god, hi. It's so nice to see you again. Have you been drinking water? Checking in on your friends? Getting checked in on? Are you okay? Comment down below what you've been pulling recently. So before I actually pull a card, let's talk about Mercury retrograde. Retrograde just means the planet appears to be moving backwards. It is not really moving backwards, but in the sky, that is what we are kind of seeing. And so we might be revisiting some old shit. And with Mercury, it has to do with communication and things like that. So lots of things might be coming up for us, right? Right. So Mercury is how we process. Mercury is how we think, what we think, how we share information, things like that. So when it comes to Mercury, what does it mean? What is it looking like? What are we tapping into? What is the medicine card for this Mercury retrograde? Ooh, babies. King of Pentacles is our medicine card. A lot of people like to talk about Mercury retrograde. You shouldn't travel. Your computer might break down. Blah, 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 blah. Not always the case. Sometimes might be. Sometimes I think that is just like circumstances just end up showing up and we acknowledge them a little bit more around this time. But I digress. King of Pentacles, what does this mean? So for me, whenever I see a suit like one of these people, it says you are either being asked to step into this role or you are already in this role. So use as you choose with your adventure today. Pentacles, steadfast is king, strong, feeling good in his authority, feeling good about the choices he's made. Now, King of Pentacles, feeling strong about your connection to very physical things. This might mean stepping into your authority and saying, you know what, I'm not going to panic about the little things that fall apart because I'm strong and knowing what matters most. Now, this is all about your value system as I explain it, or as I'm saying this. That doesn't mean like this is all about money and that's the most valuable thing. It's just a matter of what is most important to you physically. Is that like your home, your family, your house, your car? Like, this card comes as a reminder that even if things don't go perfectly in this Mercury Gatorade, we can still hold fast in knowing like what's actually important and where we can actually make things happen. So this is a reminder, don't lose your cool. Don't panic. Just focus on keeping yourself grounded in this time and make sure you are paying attention to what others are saying to you in just a mindful way. That doesn't mean like you have to listen to every such person, but look at this guy. Just sit with it before responding more often than not. That's always good advice for Mercury retrograde, because we could come off a way that we're not intending. Everyone is going to be a little bit more heightened when it comes to communication. So be mindful about your words. Be mindful about how you express that, okay? That is one part. So that medicine card is directly saying this is how we can step up into the plate. Don't panic. Stay calm. Observe before moving forward or responding, just in general. Next, let's pull a card for where we are being asked how, let's see, let me feel into that for a second. How do we step into this role with a little bit more ease? How do we step into this role with a little bit more ease? Judgment. Not everything is the end of the world. Judgment is not a bad thing. Sometimes people say, like, this is how you've been judging yourself. Stop judging yourself. And maybe that is that. Sometimes it does have to do with how we judge ourselves or others. I do resonate with that. It's a little, like, short-sighted, but it's not wrong. You know what I mean? Remember that everyone is trying their best. The way we can remember to stand in our power and our authority as, like, yes, I'm not going to be shooken up and I'm not going to be acting reactive. I'm not going to be acting reactively, is by reminding ourselves that everyone is struggling with their own shit. We are also dealing with our own shit. Some people are going to be called to support you. Some people are not. Some people are going to heed the call to make changes. Some people are not. And all of that is outside of the circle that is what is in your control. It is time to discern for yourself what is and outside of your control. You can only follow the call that resonates with you. This Mercury and Gatorade, there might be some inclinations of people making choices that are very frustrating for you. Now, the intention might be you want to respond, you want to act, you want to talk about it. You don't have to. Allow people to go their journey. It might be confusing to see people kind of like splintering off perhaps when you were like, but friend, wait. But the truth is, everyone's on their own path. So we got to remind ourselves that we cannot really get people to be ride or die. And vice versa. Sometimes we are like in it to win it with someone, and we have to just like go, you know what, this is actually not serving. I kind of got to go a different direction. No hate, but like I just am not growing in this direction. And like, again, that's totally fine. So how do we step into this King of Pentacles? How do we feel like strong and rooted? Which again, this guy is like covered in leaves. The leaves are over there. He's strong and rooted. He's not necessarily the most like in your face ruler, because he's literally blending in with the scenery. Like, he's not looking to shake the boat. He's just looking to be true to himself. And sometimes that means like not being the center of attention. Sometimes that means you kind of like blend in, and that's fine. Allow yourself to blend in this Mercury retrograde. That is totally fair to do. On the opposite end, you might be seeing people maybe making some extreme choices. Everyone else's choices are not yours. You cannot worry about those things. You got to let people just follow the callings that are coming for them. Everyone's open to receiving their own interpretations of messages, including if you're watching this video. You have the opportunity to listen or not. Or you have the opportunity to interpret what I'm pulling totally differently. That is not a bad thing, and that is totally fine. If you look at the same cards that I'm pulling and go, that's not how I read that, how do you read it? I would love to know, but not in a judgment way. That's not in a judgment way. Not in like a tell me what you think, because I need to know. Like, I'm always curious because everyone's interpretations are different. And especially with Mercury retrograde, we are going to see like wires get crossed. We might misinterpret where people are coming from. And that's why we need to just be steadfast rather than reactionary. Do not get into the reactionary bullshit. It's not actually going to support you or the people you love. I have a tiny cut on my knuckle because the cold weather is killing me. And last but not least, let's pull one more card. And let's pull it around. What is a big lesson for us collectively through this Mercury retrograde? Because this is going to bring us into the new year. So what's a lesson for us collectively? Two of Swords. Sit with yourself, babe. A big lesson is a few things. So one, this might be a lesson for you, and of course it's going to be different for everyone. It might be a lesson for you to work on your intuition. So again, sitting with yourself and your strength more allows you to sit in this position where you are able to journey within your own mind and really like discern what is your intuition and what's actually just like bullshit, like anxiety or fear or things like that. And that's something that takes time. Another lesson we might be taking away, again, this is for everyone, so multiple interpretations of this card specifically. It might be a time to really know, why do we have our guard up so much? Why are we like closed off, right? Is it because of patterns within our mind that are not serving us? Or is it because there's like some real shit that is like really valid and we just need to bring it to the surface so we can like push through it or like internalize it, right? Another interpretation of this for me is what we might be learning in this Mercury retrograde time is how close does meditation get us to really connecting to ourselves? This card is such a box of concepts for me. There's so many different ways this card can be taken, in my opinion. It might be connecting with our intuition. It might be understanding where our fear is coming from. It might be understanding why we're feeling like we need to like defend ourselves so vehemently. It might be we need to connect with our cyclical selves and understand our patterns, maybe connect with our psychic abilities, connect with our intuition, like so many things. But I want you to burn this image into your mind. And maybe something that might be important to journal as we transition from 1 year to the next is 1, how do I connect with my intuition on a daily basis? 2, where am I staying guarded? 3, how are my guards helping or hindering me? And 4, Where does my mind go when I have lost trust? That could be trust in systems, in people, in your technology, because yes, queen. Or just in ourselves, in our ability to communicate properly. So those are my thoughts and feelings. That's my reading. Step into a power that allows you to just be grounded. You don't have to blend in exactly, but how can you connect with your environment? And how can this help us move through this card, move through our overwhelm, move through being frustrated by others, and allow us to just kind of stay in our lane and do the self-reflection work? Because I think with this Mercury and Gatorade, of course, Mercury is all about communication and that sort of thing. Maybe a big takeaway for a lot of us, including myself, could be, where can we grow with our communication and be better about like sitting with our own stillness rather than trying to put our feelers out everywhere? So that is my reading. I hope you found that supportive. Of course, if you like what you heard, feel free to follow me on other platforms and social media. I love you, and until next time, bye-bye.